This morning on Health Watch, an American hero keeps saving lives long after he lost his on the battlefield. CBS News correspondent Cynthia Bowers has his remarkable story.
Ben Kopp became every bit the Army Ranger he'd wanted to be since he was 7. He'd done 2 tours in Iraq by the time he was 21. Then came Afghanistan and dozens of dangerous missions hunting the Taliban. But 2 weeks before he was set to come home, Ben was gravely wounded saving his unit in a firefight. He was airlifted off the battlefield and made it halfway around the world to Walter Reed Army Medical Center. Ben's mother, Jill Stevenson, rushed from Minnesota to be at her only son's side as doctors fought an uphill battle.
And then he was my hero, and I love him.
Ben Kopp's heroics didn't end in Afghanistan. Even in death, he kept saving lives.
I kind of refer to Ben in the third person as my heart now.
Until last fall, Judy Meikle was the picture of health. Then one day she woke up and couldn't breathe. She was shocked when she got to the hospital.
There was no choice. There was no way to repair it. I needed a transplant.
Ben's mom, Jill, heard about Judy's plight from her cousin, and Jill just knew Ben's sacrifice would be Judy's salvation.
To experience that joy along with my sorrow, that's got to be what a miracle feels like.
I don't think there can be a better tribute to Jill's generosity and Ben's, literally in my case, Ben's big brave heart than to have his heart keep beating inside me.
The 2 women now closest to Ben Kopp haven't met yet. Judy still isn't able to travel, but like Ben, they both have a mission: to make people understand how many lives one person can touch at the end of their own.
I have the heart of an Army Ranger in me now.
For The Early Show, Cynthia Bowers, CBS News, Chicago.
Joining us now is Ben's mom, Jill Stevenson, and the recipient of Ben's heart, Judy Meikle, who is in Chicago. Good morning to you both.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I almost don't know where to begin. How was it you had a conversation? You had a conversation with your son about, filling out that section on the driver's license about becoming an organ donator?
We did. When it came time for him to renew his driver's license because he turned 21 in January, we did talk about that. And there wasn't any question about it. He'd had it on his license in the past.
Mm-hmm. And Judy, talk a little bit about your condition, because was your life fairly healthy and then you realized you had this congenital condition?
Yes, until I was 56 and a half, I led a fairly normal life, and then I went from literally slobbing water skiing to needing a heart transplant in less than a month.
My goodness. You get the heart transplant, and how has this changed your life?
Well, I've never had very good circulation. My feet and hands were always cold. With Ben's heart in me, that is not the case anymore. My pulse is better, my everything. I'm 3 weeks from a heart transplant, and you can look at me, and people don't even believe it.
You got a new life. Jill, seeing Judy and hearing her speak, what is this like for you to see her? And as it turns out,
Hi, Jill.
Who's related to who
Judy.
here? There's some crazy connection, right?
Judy is a good friend of my cousin Maria.
And how did you put this all together then? How did you figure out that you ended up with Ben's heart?
Well, I had posted a message on the CaringBridge site that I set up after Ben was injured, and when I let people know that Ben had passed and his organs were going to be donated, we were told by the transplant team that a recipient could be designated if they were on the list. Well, I didn't know anybody on the list. And my cousin Maria just posted a comment on the site just offering her condolences and saying that because of people like Ben, that her friend Judy and other people's lives may be saved. And so I called Maria and asked her for Judy's information. We shared it with the transplant team, and then a miracle occurred.
Wow. Judy, are there words you can say to express what it feels like to be able to have a new life?
I can't hear.
She lost the IFB there. Let me just say, I have walked in places like Baghdad with people like your son, and they're the most extraordinary people in the world. And what he did in this final act is as extraordinary as can be expressed. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You bet.